With my 274th booktube video, and today I'll be bringing you a review for Buffy the Vampire Slayer Child of the Hunt by Christopher Golden and Nancy Holder. Yeah, computer's still out of action, so you're going to have to put up with another live performance by me with all the mistakes and fluffs that I'm going to do. So this is part of my wife's sizable Buffy the Vampire collection, and actually if I could do this, give you an idea of what I'm working with. I've made one of those spinny Watsits. Let's move that out of the way. That is all her Buffy the Vampire Slayer books that I'm going to eventually work my way through. So there's a fair deal of stuff there to be busy with. Can be busy for a long time. Let's get you back up on the stand, balanced precariously. There we go. So, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you don't know about what it is, go and find out. I can't be bothered to tell you. In this one, this is set. When's this set? This is set, I think, during season 3. So Willow and Oz are very much a thing, and Xander and Cordelia are very much a thing. And Buffy has just really come back from having had her little running away experience, if that's the right word for it. And this really does look at runaways and that little issue. Not that it's a little issue, but that issue. So we follow a couple of runaways who get involved in some bad stuff. Buffy's mum is typically involved with campaigning to help find runaways to come back home. And Giles also befriends a neighbour whose son is a runaway. And we get a bit of his story as well. So quite a lot of content about runaways and the reasons why they do it and what the reasons why the parents think they've done it and all that sort of stuff. So if you find that triggering, then there's your warning there. Meanwhile, while we've got all these legitimate runaways, we also have death. Buffy comes across a apparent runaway little boy who is now a vampire, which he turns to dust. And of course, the mum is still waiting for little Timmy to come home, and he's been dead for a long time now, and Buffy can't really say, well, I've just killed him again. So yeah, it hits hard occasionally. So we've got that. We also have a Renaissance fair move into town, bringing mischief and magic and mayhem, but not really. The main drive of the story is more of the wild hunt. Some sort of elf king or Earl King, ERL, is leading this hunt and taking babies and people and runaways. So the two runaways that we follow, one of them gets taken and then the other one gets taken. And so there's an awful lot going on here in terms of these different angles. We've got the runaway angle, we've got this Renaissance fair, which has more to it than what first meets the eye, and we have this wild hunt of fairies running amok through Sunnydale, taking people and all that. Are they linked? Sort of. There's this chap called Roland. If you read the blurb on the back, it's almost spoilerish. I think it gives away far too much, but then on the other side of things, it's a little bit misleading as well. But there's this lad called Roland who's a jester in the court at this Renaissance fair, and is pretty much beaten up by the people who run the place. And but he's also somehow linked to this wild hunt as well. So in terms of how the story unfolds, the Scooby Gang go to the Renaissance fair because it's a potentially educational thing that they're supposed to do. And they then fall into this wild hunt aspect, which isn't particularly seamless. It's difficult to describe. The plot doesn't really move in a normal way. It's a case of, we have this whole Renaissance fair and the mystery behind it, and then suddenly we've got this hunt and people have been kidnapped, and okay, we're dealing with this now. I'd say the two are sort of linked, but very, very vaguely. Leading to, again, a sort of vague confrontation that doesn't really happen. So yeah, there's an awful lot of build-up, a lot of mystery, and then a big climactic battle at the end between Buffy and her friends and these elves things. but not in the way that you think it would be. And it's more the Scooby gang. It's more the can't say the word. More the Scooby gang doing the job. Cordelia in this one really steps up. I didn't really get to see her much in the Angel TV show, but apparently her character was really good in that. And certainly you can see in this book that Cordelia. There's still the old Cordelia putting down everybody and just being a complete saying the wrong thing type person, but yeah, there's a strength to Cordelia that we don't really get to see on screen, particularly the Buffy show. Here, she really does step up and become the Cordelia that she really should have been in the show. So yay for Cordelia team. Oz also gets to shine. So does Willow, although she's still not quite a witch. I mean, she's actually Willow's just there. She has a little bit to add, but she's not really a major character in this one. I think they forget to use Willow a bit. And Giles is Giles. He loses his specs, that sort of thing. So I think, for the most part, they use the characters well. Certainly by stepping up Cordelia's role, Willow does get a huge step back in that. And again, Angel and Oz, they have an interesting team up, which is quite cool. Yeah, there's some cool moments. I mean, I did enjoy it. I will say this is worth reading, possibly even worth buying. But I don't know. It took me a long time to get through it. I don't quite know why. It's only 324 pages long, and I wouldn't say the font was particularly tiny. I think there wasn't a direct direction it was going in. This really did feel like, you've got two different authors right there. It did feel like two different stories that it's like, well, can we link these two stories together and just sort of mesh them? Well, it feels like they tried, but it didn't really work. Anyway, I think it's enough on that. So there you go. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Child of the Hunt. Have you read it? Did you enjoy it? What's your thoughts on it? If you didn't or did, by the way, that's all good stuff to have. As usual, if nothing nice to say, please keep your thoughts to yourself. And as a little side note, you may notice, as I said, I'm on my phone still. I have got the computer back. For those who are interested, I basically overfill the memory and I need to go through it and clear out some of the crap that we've got accumulated in there so I can use the computer without it having another stroke. But question time for you guys. Do you prefer this more natural live action style filming with me, with my mistakes, fluffs, and attempts to get some sort of codent thought out while filming live? Or would you prefer the more choppy, edited highlights and generally a much shorter film? Be really interested to know what your opinions are. Don't mind isn't an answer. I'm happy with that. Whatever you fancy. It's like, come on, genuine feedback, please. Do you prefer this style or the edited style? I mean, I will probably go back to the edited one because, like I say, putting all these fluffs in is really embarrassing. But there you go. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what you have to say about that, if anything. Are you guys out there still? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and other YouTube things if you want. I've got another video of a Buffy Vampire Slayer book that I have individually filmed like this, so I'll leave a link to that down below. That's Sins of the Father. This new format of doing more individual videos. I'll link series videos together and stuff so you can just quickly view other videos of the same thing. I'm waffling now, I'm going to shut up. So enjoy your day. It's 32 degrees, 33 degrees here, so it's bloody hot. Take care, drink plenty, and until next time, see you later. Right, off.